Hey book fans and book nerds of the world, it's Elias, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I am going to be showing you guys this amazing book set that I got from Amazon for Christmas this year. So this is the Inheritance Cycle 4-book box set. It contains, well, what I should say, the complete collection from this series. There is a 5th book called Murtagh, which you guys can see is sponsored on the box. And I don't really know what to call this book. Some people are calling it Inheritance Book 5. Some people call it a completely different standalone novel. But this set is basically the main 4 books in the original series. So in today's video, I'm going to be taking out each book, showing you the cover, and telling you about the amazing features of why you should get this on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or wherever you buy books from. So yeah, let's take out the books, guys. But before I take them out, I just want to show you this amazing design that the books make when they are lined up together. If you look at all of the books when they're, put face to face, it makes this amazing image of these valleys and then this dragon in the air. So it's a very cool image that, you could put on your bookshelf and you could see it. And it's a very cool work of art. That's what I really like about these editions. Alright, so book 1, we have the first book in the series. This is called Eragon. And it's a pretty thick book. Definitely not as big as like Inheritance or the other books in the series, but this one is pretty big. And here's the cover. We have our main character, which is a dragon. And then we have the spine. And then we have our back description. If you guys want to pause and read it, you can. I actually started reading this book yesterday, and so far I am really enjoying it. I am on page 38 right now, about chapter 4 or 5. And so far the book is really good. I'm really, interested in the world building that, Paulini is doing, and I think it makes a very good story. One thing I do want to note about all of these editions in this box set is that they're a little bit different from the original covers. Right by my side, I have a copy of like the original Eragon paperback, and when you put them face to face, you could see that there is kind of a difference. The old version has a closer view up of the dragon, like you can literally see his eyes and his nose, as well as the layout of like the font. And in this version, we kind of have more of like a back shot, kind of like more zoomed out of the dragon. We kind of see more of like his scales, his features, his horns, something that the original paperback did not do, which I kind of like for these reasons. Another thing about these editions that I kind of do not like, it's kind of similar to the Game of Thrones, like back in the 2010s. It's when they promote the hell out of a new, book in the series. Like all of these editions, as you will see, they all have these tags around them that says, "Don't miss Murtagh, sneak peek inside." So even though these editions are great, I hate that, on every one of them, you get this little yellow sticker that talks about it. Something that, the original paperbacks did not have in the series. But anyway, guys, I'm getting off topic. Let's move on to book 2, which I already have taken out. And this is called Eldest. And as you guys will start to see, the books gradually begin to get bigger. Like if you compare the size on these two, book 2 is presumably bigger than book 1. This cover really looks very similar to the New Inheritance novel, which is Murtagh. I believe to my hypothesis that this is the same dragon as this one. It kind of has like the same build of the head and the same kind of eyes. So I'm guessing that whatever dragon is in book 2 is going to appear in the new novel that released in 2023. So yeah, that's the front cover. Pretty cool. I really love the illustrator of this and how she, designs the covers and the dragons. Here's the spine, Eldest. I'm not really sure what that means. I don't know if it's a name of a character or of a dragon, but it's a pretty bland but pretty cool name. Here's the backness. We have our summary again, and then we have the other books in the series down below. And here's the inside. The pages are freshly new. Pretty small font, honestly. Even in book 1 that I'm reading now, the font is pretty small, so I have to kind of use my reading glasses sometimes, or kind of like zoom in closer, because from a distance the font is pretty tiny. Which I guess, the publishers are doing because they want to make money and they don't want to be, printing 2,000-page novels. So that's book 2, Outist. Let's open the box deeper. Alright, next we have Brissinger. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It's like Brisinger. Brissinger? Something like that. I may have to watch a video on the internet to learn how to pronounce these names, because they are pretty fancy and sound like fantasy, like related. So here's this one. This is probably by far my favorite cover from the series, because I love the golden image and I love the black and the contrast of gray. It's definitely like probably my favorite out of all of them. And of course we have the promotion for the new book again. Here's the spine. Here's the back. It looks like this book is a lot about war and fighting, which is pretty epic for fantasy. Here's the inside. Again, if we compare them, this book gets bigger. It's way bigger than this one and this one. It's a pretty common trend that Paolini does when he writes these books. So that's Brissinger. And then the final book that we have in this beautiful box set is the 4th book. I shouldn't say the final book, but it's the conclusion to this story arc. And this is Inheritance. And this book, guys, is probably the biggest out of all of them. I can literally curl my biceps of it because it's so thick. On this cover, it's pretty simple. We have another dragon. All the books in the series are pretty simple, cover related. They don't really have lots of depth, like compared to the Stormlight Archive or Harry Potter. We usually just have dragons on all of them, which is pretty cool. The only thing is, I kind of wish that, like, for the final book in the series, that they could have drawn an image of Eragon, who is the main protagonist in the book. I mean, I love the idea of dragons, because, that's what the series is about, of course. But I kind of do wish that, at least for this book, they could have shown maybe some characters, maybe like some medieval, background of a village, or, Eragon, the main protagonist, because it's great, but it would be kind of good to kind of change it up a bit. And I'm interested to see, maybe like in a couple of years, maybe 10 to 20 years, if they decide to, maybe make new covers. Because these covers, like I said, they've been used since their original publication, but there's just been some modifications to them. Either that's zooming in on the dragons, using different colors, but the main illustrations by by Jude Palenser, have been the same for years. But anyway, guys, let's talk more about this book. So yeah, this is the final book in the series, Inheritance. This is a very awesome cover as well. I like the green. I also love, the snarling dragon. It looks very intimidating. I bet if I was up against this thing, it would definitely eat me. Here's the spine for this one, just like all of the others. And then here is the back. And this is the conclusion, as it says, "We end this fight." And this book aims at roughly almost 1,000 pages. Another thing to note, guys, is that there also, besides from the new Inheritance book, there is also a novella that I wish they put in this box set. And that is called The Fork, the Witch, and the Worm. It is basically kind of like a novella more about Eragon's backstory, and it kind of like explains more about the world. I thought that this box set, maybe would include that in it because, usually box sets always have something cool in them. Either that's a graphic novel sampler or, maybe like a little like gift. I thought that that novella would be included in this, but that's okay because on Amazon it's only like $7 anyway. But yeah, these are all the books. When you line them up together, guys, it makes a very beautiful image. And they all look very good on a shelf. And then here's the box one more time. I'll walk through it for you guys, just to show you it. But again, it is a pretty cool box. We have all of our books lined up together, the different eyes of the dragons. Then we just have the promotion for the new book, which they can never get enough of. And then we have this cool silhouette of the mountains and the dragon, which all of these books make when they are lined up together, as you guys can see. Then we have another image of some mountains. We have the price. This is actually pretty false. It says on here that you can buy this for $63, or in Canada, $87. It's actually much cheaper on Amazon, which I got from Amazon, and Amazon is only like $35. So if you're gonna get this set, get it on Amazon. And then on top we have all the covers as well, and then of course on the bottom we have the same image of the dragon and the mountain, as well as the publication dates of the different books. And then of course the inside, where when you're done reading them, you could just slip them easily back into the box. But yeah, guys, that is my overview of the Inheritance Cycle box set. I am going to continue reading book 1, and I will do an in-depth review on all of these books eventually when I finish them. But yeah, I'm really excited, guys, to dive into this series. I've heard so many good things about it. I've watched lots of book talk, and I wouldn't be a good reader if I was not participating in this epic fantasy series. A really cool thing about this is that the author, Christopher Panui, started these books when he was only 15 years old. And as an inspiring fantasy author, I find that very amazing and very motivating for me. But yeah, guys, after I publish this video, I'm going to get back to reading and post my review as soon as possible. I'm also going to try to, over the holiday, with the money I have gotten from my grandparents, I'm going to try to get my hands on Murtagh, which is the 5th kind of book in the series, as well as that novella, which is The Fork, The Witch, and The Worm. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please tell me, guys, in the comments, what is your favorite book in this series, and if you plan on getting this box set, because it is definitely worth it. Otherwise, each of these books on Amazon cost $10 a piece, so it's a better deal getting all 4 of them for $35, as instead of paying like $50 to $60, when you could just get them in this beautiful set as well. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on another video. Peace out.